welcome to Z's Bees. Today is what I would consider my toughest time per year when beekeeping. So it's the transition from honey harvest to winter preparation. Yeah, it's still August and we're going to do some winter preparation today. I have some of the honey supers that are on there. I might be able to harvest one or two of them, but really what I want to do today is I'm going to be checking for mites. So I have my Nalgene bottle, and in here, you know, it's not for drinking. I put a little bit of rubbing alcohol, blended it out with some water, and what I'm going to be doing is I have that in here. This is what I'm going to use to check mites. We're going to take a frame, make sure that the queen is not on there. We're going to shake them into this tub right here. So that'll be set here. We'll shake them into here. And what I want is a lot of nurse bees on here, and the foragers will all fly out. I'll pop this down, get all the bees in here, and I'll take my half cup scoop. I'll scoop up some of the nurse bees, quickly transfer them into the varroa mite checker, and essentially those 300 bees, they will die, and then we'll shake them and we'll count the amount of varroa mites that are in there to get a percentage of what's in the hive. We want 0. We'll see where we're at. So that's the game plan for today. So we're going to be doing a lot of work. Matt's filming. He's got his boy down here. Again, Ben. Ben's been in a couple other videos. Say hi, Ben.
Hi.
All right. So, are you ready to do this? Let's get going. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Oh. Might actually. Oh. Yeah, come here closer to this. So this is going to get a little. Okay, so we did it. We found a frame of a lot of nurse bees. We shook them into our tote. We then took a scoopful of about 300 bees. I made sure that the queen wasn't in there. We put them into our Easy Check, our Varroa Easy Check, that has a mixture of water and alcohol in there. And now they were in there. We want to shake this for about a minute. So what I did now is I put a fume board on here because I want to take these honey supers off. There's one on there that I'm going to harvest. The rest I just want to get off of there. Just a little preliminary check on there, and I saw a lot. So I'm going to be treating for mites this year. I'm going to use a oxalic acid vaporizer. What I'll end up doing on the backside is drilling a hole that a tube can fit in there, and I'll vaporize inside of there. So now my goal is going to be to get those numbers down. So now what I want to do, and I can tell right now, there's a fair amount. If you want to kind of get it up there, each one of those little dots. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 right now, maybe 7. Let me shake it again. I'm just gonna double check. Okay, so let's count again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm counting 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, well, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So now we're looking at about a 3% mite load. That's really high. We want that as close to 0 as possible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this honey off. There's one box on here that I am gonna harvest. And then what's gonna happen is in the next day and over the next couple weeks, I'm gonna do several treatments oxalic acid, and I'm going to try and get that mite load down. So again, if you want to come nice and close, Matt, we'll see if I can get it up in the sun. And if you hold that proper angle, you can see what I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to go with 9 on this. Those little dots, those are varroa mites. Okay, we did our varroa mite check. Now what I'm going to do, because I put this second box on this swarm too early, they didn't draw out all the frames. Well, this was the hive that there's bees in here, but they're hopelessly queenless, meaning that there's no queen and there's no brood, and so there's no chance for this hive to survive. So what I'm going to end up doing here, I'm going to take off this inner cover, and I'm going to take my frame holder. I'm going to set this here. We'll do one last check, because bees sometimes will surprise you. Okay, I see no eggs, no brood, but this is a perfect frame for this hive over here. Is that one of your boys?
Most likely.
All right. So I have all these drawn out, and you may ask, well, what happens with the bees? Well, the bees will go through and they'll reestablish themselves. Some of them might get killed in the process, but most of the hives will accept them, no issue whatsoever. This frame here, and of course, let me show you here. What we have here is a laying worker. So you see that there's this brood, that's all drone brood. That's because there is a worker in here that's laying, and they'll sometimes do that when there's no queen. So you see it looks like there's brood. Well, that's all drone brood, because the female that's in here can't lay fertilized eggs. So this is really kind of a neat frame for that. So over, because it'll be that other. And same thing, that's all drone brood. You ask, how do we know that it's drone brood? Because it's all that real bumpy stuff. When you look at regular brood, it's all that nice smooth layer. Let's see what they did as far as, yeah, see, and they didn't really draw out anything in here. So I have those set aside. What I'll do is I'll give them a good shake, a good tap, and then I'll move. So now, this is the hive that I absolutely love. It's the swarm. They are packed in here. And what I need to do is find the queen. I need to make sure the queen's down here, because the queen has moved up into this super and she's been laying in here. I don't really want to overwinter with this much room. I want to kind of push them down. So what I'm going to do is, if I find the queen, I'm going to put her, that she's down there. I'll take this queen excluder. I'll put that on right here. I'll put this on top. All those bees will still hatch out, but the queen can't get back up there to lay. Once all the brood is laid, I'll then remove this box. That's the plan anyways. Again, she might be nearby, because it looks like some of this brood is hatching. Look at the difference in that brood. See how nice and smooth that is? That's the difference between fertilized or brood that is going to turn into female bees versus the drone brood, which is that bumpy, and that's the male brood. Population on this hive is excellent. This frame, set this back in here. And these bees, I haven't even smoked them hardly, are really calm. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them aside. Okay, so now we got that one off. Let's see, let's hope, I'm going to actually move this so I'm not constantly smoking myself out. Let's see if we can find the queen down here. So this is interesting. A couple little queen cups. There's nothing in them. It'd be awesome if I could find her down here. Look at that. All right, so I went through several of the frames here. I didn't find her at all. And again, I'm just continuing to look on every frame, but you see this frame here. I'm gonna do a little tap, and I'm gonna grab one of those other frames. this into here and do the same thing, because this will then hopefully allow them to not have to draw out. Okay, so I didn't find her again. This is such a big colony that, I mean, my only concern is that they don't have a ton of food. So what I'm gonna do is hopefully at some point I'll find that queen again. I'll push her down, but I'll probably end up just feeding this colony in the fall with the super on. So what I'm gonna do here, I really wanna slide this so I don't squish any bees. Just like that. I'm gonna take these, move this over. This colony, these bees will continually try and reproduce, and eventually they'll move to a new hive, or they will die out in this hive, unfortunately. So, we got that one buttoned up.
Thanks for watching Z's Bees. Make sure to like and subscribe and watch more videos.